Robert Belley of Robert Belley Fitness, and this is one of our little nutritional kind of meal prep plan culinary instructionals. So, first one we're going to do, and it's one of my favorites, that's why we're going to go with this one first. I love pizza. Love it. I eat at least one real pizza from a house of pizza every weekend, but it's not uncommon for me not to eat 2 or 3 pizzas in a week and still keep a flat stomach. But also on day-to-day basis, I can actually make pizza because I love it so much and find ways to actually eat it that aren't so, you know, stepping on the body fat. They don't like make it a little thicker anyway. So very basic, simple setup. Here's how it goes. All right, we got a cutting board. All right, and this cutting board is also going to work as our plate. It's going to be badass. We got our knife, got a santuco, or you can use a regular American chef culinary, you know, chef's knife. Got a spoon just for olive oil and for other things to mix around. And we're going to make 2 different kind of pizzas with 2 different kind of things that are going to come close in the same price range. So you kind of get a feel of how cheap it really actually is to eat healthy. And plus your kids can do this too. You can do this with your children. So it's not just for adults. Alright, and you've probably actually done this already before, but it's always kind of fun to refresh your course. Alright, so the first one we're going to make is using Mission multigrain flour tortillas. Ta-da! And basically you get 10 wraps for $2.50. 25 cents for a wrap. Alright? This is how it goes down. We're going to grab our wrap and we're going to prep it up to the side. Ta-da! Alright, next what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the stove top to medium heat. Well, a little bit lower than medium heat because we're going to use olive oil. And olive oil cooks best at medium heat or a little bit lower. You don't want to get too high, it'll smoke. Now a trick I like to employ or use is to actually put my marinara sauce. I buy Emerald's marinara sauce. I just like the taste of it. I like the consistency and it's thick, where some other marinaras are kind of watery and liquidy. So what I do, because it's already come out of the fridge, because I've opened it before and I barely ever use it, is I sit it next to the pan or the burner that's going to be working on the stove. That way it actually heats it up, so it's not going to be a drastic change in temperature. Because a lot of foods, you don't want to go from super cold, super hot. You want the transition to be smooth. That's one of the cool ways to cooking. It actually makes your food more flavorful. Or just actually heats it better and, you know, whatever. A lot of sciencey stuff that I really don't know, but I've heard a few times by Alton Brown on the Food Network, which I love that channel. Oh my god. So we got that heating up. We've got our sauce next to the pan heating up. And right now I'm just opening up the cheeses for the 2 different styles. And I just bought this tonight for the purpose of this video in this small little package for pizza number 2. But pizza number 1, alright, it's going to be a flour tortilla with a roasted red pepper. And we're probably going to throw in some broccoli. We're going to saute these though. And that'll be on top of just American cheese. Oh, plus some fancy cheese. Which is basically no more. Fancy cheese is no more, once I got it, than just, I got Stop and Shop brand. Doesn't really matter. Just lightly shredded already cheese. Just for an extra little bit on top. I kind of like it. Alright. Here's what we're going to do. A little olive oil. Just a couple drizzles. It's under a tablespoon. We're going to drop that on. That's going to start sauteing. And then we're going to cut up our red pepper. Real quick. I'm just going to rinse it off. Just because you want to rinse it off. You don't want to eat any of that crap that's stuck on there from the farms or, you know, the pesticide stuff, you know. I just use regular water. I mean, I know you can buy that smart stuff if you want to really get into it, like the smart washes and rinses for these things, but, I mean, you know, it's just fucking water, you know. Oops, that's fair. So, we're going to cut this up. I'll show you what I'm going to do. It's from there, and see, very easy. Alright, get those ones started. Just because that's going to take a little bit of time. You can hear them sizzling. Alright, olive oil. Couple really little drizzles. That was like nothing. And I'm just going to use my fingers because the hands are clean, whatever, it's just me, you know, who cares. Alright, I'm just going to rub around the olive oil onto the tortilla. Pretty simple stuff, eh? Que pasa? Again, mixing this up, twirling that around a little. One popped out. Alright, now we'll go into employ on the flip. Really good. All right. Next we got some pizza seasoning. I just use regular basic seasoning. Just kind of shake it around a little bit. I like the tastes. You can use whatever you want. In the summertime, I'll usually use fresh basil or something. You know, a little bit different. Now the pizza sauce, which is rocking right now, which is actually marinara sauce, emeralds. We're just going to actually put a little bit of this on there. And it's at the bottom of the jar, so don't mind me. And a serving is commonly a 1/4 cup of pasta sauce. That right there is somewhere about, I don't know, about a tablespoon. I mean, it's not even close to, you know, what you would actually suggest or serve. So you can see I'm not really using much. So I'm not really worried about the sugar coming from the sauce. And that just evenly, lightly coats. And I don't know if you can see that, but ta-da, Belley lit coat, anything, you know, for that. It'll all work out and it'll all be good. Alright, so we got that there. Now we're just going to lay down the cheese. I'm just going to use basic American cheese. I actually get boar's head because I love the taste of boar's head American cheese. And do this very simple. I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to lay it down. And you want to be careful. You don't want to get too close to the edges, because if you do, when your cheese starts to melt, it will seep to the side, but it will seep to the side and out onto the burner, or the pan, I'm sorry, onto the pan, and that's going to kind of mess things up a bit. Alright, so now this is the trick. Here's trick one we're going to do. I'm going to take a bowl. I prefer this one. And I'm just going to dump all the vegetable into this bowl. Ceramic bowl, so it'll hold the heat better. It'll hold it longer. Alright. And boom. Just going to drop that down. When we get about right here with the pizza now, you can see it's kind of squishy. You kind of see how I can just kind of dent it in, move it around. Now I'm going to dump some of my vegetables back on top of that. So, see, vegetables, I'm just going to grab them in my hand because I don't really care. And I'm just going to layer them on top. Now we're going to go over here to our fancy cheese, grab some of that, and I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit. Not much, not even an ounce, across the top. That's going to cook up, and soon we'll have a pizza to eat. And chop. Check that out. Ta-da! Take the other side, spin it over the plate. Boom. And St. Joseph's. Mission tortilla wrap. This is really good. The wrap itself is 140 calories, 150 calories. Again, we put on a total of about 150 calories with the cheese. This whole little pizza is about 33% of your daily value for calcium. It's really good. The wrap itself is about 5 or 7 grams of fiber. And then we get 2 grams of fiber from all the broccoli and red pepper we put on. About 2 grams. About 20 calories total, 30 calories maybe of total vegetable. So you're getting a serving of vegetable in, and you're getting in all of your dairy, no doubt. Plus you're getting in a small amount of carbohydrate, 23 grams of carbohydrate from the tortilla wrap. So high in fiber, high in calcium, pretty decent in protein, about 15 grams because of the cheese, 7, the protein from wheat obviously isn't that great, and biologically availability of it is not that good. But yeah, and the olive oil, maybe about 120 calories total out of the olive oil, but it's a healthy fat. I actually use extra virgin olive oil, or as Rachel Ray, which I'm madly in love with, EVO, so awesome stuff. And yeah, the extra cheese on top is figured into the other cheese mix. Now all this figured out, the broccoli was about 25 cents, 15 cents of the red pepper. The wrap is 25 cents, right now we're around 65 cents. The cheese totaled up around 70, $1.35. The olive oil, 12 cents for a tablespoon per bottle if you figure out the averages. So really this is about $1.50 for this pizza. I mean, the pizza seasoning, it's minimal. And it's delicious.